Hello, awakened beings. Welcome to this channel. Here I do tarot and oracle readings to support you along your spiritual journey. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on the channel as well as interact with this video as you feel called to. Today's reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What you can expect next in love. Let's go. Sagittarius. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, Nine of Wands. Okay, so let me just pause for a minute, because immediately with the Eight of Pentacles, I'm like, okay, you're trying to water a connection. You're trying to nurture it. Look at her. You're trying to nurture the connection and all that. Something that you've been with for a decent amount of time. It doesn't feel like it's super brand new. It feels like there's a little bit more time. But anyway, I'm just the fact that it's one person watering, okay? And then we have Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands, it feels like it's been challenging. The Nine of Wands is a card of endurance, about things being very hard, challenging, but this person is still trying to navigate their way through the forest. Maybe it's dark in the forest, or they don't have all the tools that they need and things like that. The branches are broken, they're walking barefoot. It just feels like a type of journey that is very long, right? So you have two cards of trying to progress, but it feels like it's very challenging. And part of why I paused is because it just feels like one person is trying to nurture or trying to invest, and it doesn't feel like it's being reciprocated. Okay. One more card. Chariot. See? Now, and then Hangman. Okay, so this could even be a relationship that was put on pause for a minute, and then you guys are trying to rekindle it, or maybe there was some sort of trust issue or just some sort of issue or challenge in the connection that you guys are trying to ignore or work through, whatever the strategy is. But this tells me that you're trying to move forward with the connection anyway. Okay. But we have the Hangman. So the Hangman tells me that something has come to light in the relationship that has made it challenging here. So the Hangman is about time standing still, and there's this moment of realization that enlightens the perspective in the mind. And it's almost like, so the Hangman traditionally is hanging upside down, because when we're upright we see above all the time, but then when we flip around, then your feet are in the air and you see a different perspective. So anyways, the point is, something has come to light. There's new information that you've become aware of that has really kind of made the relationship challenging. Now, this could be something that has been hidden, something that, this person may not have told you right away, or something that came to light without them telling you, right? And so there's a little bit of lack of trust there because they didn't come out and tell you themselves, or vice versa, whatever the story is here. But either way, there's a block in the relationship. But I do feel like you guys are wanting to continue with it, though, because we have the Chariot and we also have this dove here that says, like, you do love and care about this person. And then we also have Four of Pentacles here at the back of the deck, and Two of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles is about, look, they're holding on to this coin. They don't want to leave. They don't want to trade it for anything else. And you have Two of Chalices, mutual connection, mutual love, mutual interest, shared hobbies, similarities. And then you've got Five of Chalices as well, that says that there was some sort of loss or regret here. So I just feel like maybe there's some emotional deceit, or that's really what it feels like. It feels like deceit. Or maybe just, yeah, it feels like deceit. Especially with this card being in the water, because water is, there's a lot hidden in the water, right? Um, and so it's when it comes to the surface is when we can see it. So yeah, I just feel like somebody's colors are being revealed, and then you kind of are just thinking about whether you want to proceed, but it really feels like you do, because the last card out was the Chariot. What else is about this? Yeah, somebody doesn't want to let this go, but okay, we got the completion card. I do feel like with the Two of Cups, this person is, I feel like maybe this is you kind of going back and forth of like, okay, we have shared interests or shared hobbies, shared things. We really bonded about this, and I really want to hold on to this. But I also feel like, okay, maybe I have regret with this, or they have regret with this, or some respect has been lost. Like it feels kind of like a justice is coming through a little bit, where somebody's kind of weighing the pros and cons. I feel like a good amount of you guys want to make the connection work, like I said, and then maybe there's a small amount that feel like it's over and done. The completion card here. Yeah. This kind of feels like the straw that broke the camel's back. Because like one of the early things that I said is that it feels like one person's trying to make it work, but the other person isn't putting in enough effort. Two of Chalices. So I'll just say this is, if you're watching this and you really, really want to make this connection work because of the good times, you want to hold on to the good times, the good moments, what you've already invested, it just kind of feels like wanting the connection to work out is not what's going to make it work out. That just, it just seems like I have to say that. Want as much as you want it to work out, that's not what's going to make it work. What's going to make it work is, you know, both people putting in effort and really going through the hard times together. If one person is just going through this hard time and the other one's just sitting on the sidelines like, okay, you got it, keep going, good job in there, there's no, you know, like teamwork or anything. So I don't know. Let's see, what else, Spirit? Ambition. Let's see. May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Please use me for the highest good. Okay, so invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Okay, so it just kind of feels like for some of you, it would be best to accept that all the struggle and stuff is a signal for this connection to not be meant for you. Like if it's this challenging and this hard, you're putting so much in without, you know, without an investment, and like, you know, the person's lying to you, and so it just doesn't feel good. Like basically go by how it feels. Like if it doesn't feel good, then I just feel like, you know, you got these cards over here, the Chariot as in, you know, moving forward, and you got the completion. Now if you feel like, okay, no, this I'm still stuck in, hold on, if you feel like, no, I'm still stuck in these moments that we shared together, and we can recreate that, we can do that, we can move forward, then I just feel like it's going to take a plan outside of what you are thinking is going to work. So if you think, oh, well, if I do XYZ, this will be better, we'll be all good, it doesn't really seem that way. It just kind of seems like there's some sort of effort that needs to be added. I don't know if this is going to take therapy. I don't know if it's going to take, a certain type of conversation with boundaries and stuff like that. I don't know what it's going to take, but it just seems like with the Chariot, I need to remind you that the only thing that you can control is your own behavior, your own actions, your own choices and decisions. Okay? You can't control somebody else. So if you have trust issues now or loss of respect, those are some things that I touched on. If those things are ringing true for you, then the other person cannot make you trust them or make you respect them. Once that's been lost, you're in control of that. You can't really control their behaviors or anything like that. And I'm bringing that up because the Chariot is a symbol of control. The person driving the car in the direction of where they're going, right? So, at the end of the day, the choice is yours with this connection. I do also feel that the throat chakra is a little bit weak because I'm starting to experience a blockage in my throat. So I don't know if you're somebody who, let me look at these cards. Yeah, I wasn't really getting, there's no air. There's no air in this reading at all. So that can indicate a lack of, communication in some way. A lack of expression of, true thoughts and feelings. But yeah, that's just something I felt in my throat. So anyways, again, you can only control your own behaviors, so it's up to you what you do with this connection. I hope that was helpful. Good luck on your journey. All right, take care.